There are over 800 community radio stations nationwide. KPFT has a special history among them, and its present is as exciting as ever. Whether you're a fan of its music or talk programming, there's something to love here. Community radio makes our cities and our nation better. In October, KPFT will host its Fall Pledge Drive. Could you do me a big favor? I'd love it if you could go to KPFT.
Parental discretion is advised.
Open the gates up. Hey, Screw, did you miss me? Jimmy, I see that you found a new friend. Warden, come down here and kiss me hello, 'cause I'm back home in Huntsville again. This suit that I'm wearing costs $200, but I got it free with a $3 knife.
Forward on the pipe shade and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful, old, historic, old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
30 seconds.
Jailbird. So I went for the funnel and I wound up back here. So open the gates up.
All right. Well, I don't. There we go. I can hear it.
All righty. Okay. Another good evening.
Yeah, another Friday night, and we've got a whole lot of news and stuff to cover. So you want to go ahead and?
Yeah, we have some visitation restrictions again. It looks like we have some. Okay, so restrictions due to illness. So we have those: Willis County State Jail 2D, Lopez Unit J2, H4, Z3, and Z5, Gurney Unit B6 and B7. So get your pens or pencils ready, because I'm going to give that number out. That number to call, just to make sure that everything's okay for your visit, 936-437-4927.
Okay, I checked those.
Okay, yeah, because we've had troubles with these numbers.
They both now go directly to the TDCJ voicemail service.
Okay.
So you have to hit 0, get the operator, and then ask them for the unit,
Okay.
I guess the reason, you're probably better off just calling directly to your loved one's unit.
Yeah.
But the ombudsman, if you can get a hold of their office.
Yeah.
Their hotlines are not set up right.
And we've been struggling with these for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So this is not, probably for those of you who have been dealing with this is not a surprise, right?
Right.
We're going to give you the toll-free line anyway. Hopefully you can get through to that. 1289 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. supposedly, but
God willing. I think it was about 4:45 when I called, and both of them had the same thing. They both went directly to the voicemail service.
So we have some switch-arounds going on, so you have to be careful with these units as well. And so these are units that have a significant number of the guys that may or may not be there. So GIST unit, LeBlanc unit, PAC unit, Stringfellow unit, and Travis County State Jail. So be careful with those. You want to call ahead of time if you're going to visit anyone in those units. Also, be aware of some construction. Northbound lanes of I-45 between New Waverly and FM 1375 are going to close at 8 p.m.
And if you're passing through downtown Houston, the 10 is going to be closed where the Nance Street Bridge is. Right there. There's a closure there this
And they're
weekend.
asking you to take, what, 69 instead or something?
Yeah, cut over and go down 69.
Yeah.
At any rate, if you're going to go to a unit visit this weekend, probably smart to call first.
Yeah, call ahead and check TxDOT for all of the closures and diversions, because there's quite a bit going on 45, guys. So be careful with that.
Okay. All right. Then we have in the news.
Yes.
The state, as of September 1st, I believe, has stopped using solitary confinement. Listen, ADSEG is no longer supposed to be used for punishment purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're in there right now, that's not going to sound like much to you, except the idea now is that a federal judge I'm mixing my stories here. Hold on. Anyway, that Texas prisons have eliminated the use of solitary confinement for punitive reasons. Now, you and I know that a lot of the people in ADSEG are there just because they're being punished, period.
Yeah.
But if you're there for something, look, you can't be assaulting people. That's where you're going.
Yeah.
Because you have to be separated if you're some kind of human threat. You know what I mean? So just bear in mind that that's happening. And I don't know that it'll clear out ADSEG at all, but at least it won't refill it as fast.
Yeah, and so I think the numbers that they have on that particular article, and if you want to read the whole article, it's on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's gone down by at least half. So I mean that's a significant.
Yeah,
cut.
they say it only affects about 75 inmates right now.
Yeah.
So out of 4,000 guys in isolation, that's not a big number. So
yeah.
And guys, be nice to each other. Don't assault people. It's that simple.
Yeah, going through the news, looking at everything that's going on within the units right now, there's a lot of movement going on, a lot of things going on with illnesses, a lot of people being moved around because of the
air conditioning
lawsuit.
Yeah.
So let's not make things more complicated between you guys. I mean, you've got a lot of stuff that's kind of out of your control a little bit that you're dealing with.
And probably stressful.
Yeah, extremely stressful.
Yeah.
And people are going to be frustrated, tempers are going to rise, but you've got to try and control that as much as you can, because that's kind of one of the few things you can control.
Don't take it out on your fellow inmate or your guard, for crying out loud. Both of them can make your life harder, not easier.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But speaking in specifically about the air conditioning lawsuit, so it seems that our folks that were moved to the PAC unit are umbrellaed under that special class of heat-sensitive inmates under the lawsuit. So if you are labeled as a heat-sensitive individual and you were at PAC unit, they're gonna make sure that you're going to a place where there is adequate air conditioning.
Yeah, and which means they're going to be doing the shuffling that they did just prior to the hurricane.
Yeah.
And then again during the hurricane when they had to evacuate units, all that's not back to normal yet. And the court order included 700 inmates.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of people.
So that's helpful.
I had a question for you when I was looking at this. What does that mean for the inmates? I mean, does that mean that the unit you were at, that you laid groundwork at, where you got to know folks, now you got to start over?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, in most of the cases, that'll be the case. You're going to have a new home, and you just moved.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine before it's all said and done, a bunch of the guys will be back where they were, but there's going to be a couple of thousand guys that aren't.
Yeah. Exactly.
If they've got to move you out of a place that has AC to put somebody that's required to have AC in it, you're not going to be happy. The guys getting the AC, I'm sure, will be pretty happy. The solution to this is just install AC at prison units in TDCJ in Texas. Come on.
Then we won't have to move everybody and shuffle everybody around. I mean, it affects everyone.
You won't spend tens of millions of dollars on lawsuits. You can spend it on AC and fix the lawsuit before it even happens.
Yeah,
Be
absolutely.
Smart. Be smart. Be kind. What the hell?
Right? Okay, so a lot of stuff going on. I know it sounds like we gave you a lot of information, but there is a lot of information going around right now. If you need to keep up with that information, everything that we go through at the beginning of our segment here is on Facebook.
Yeah, you can go to the Facebook page and find it. And click and read the whole article and stuff. If we read the whole article, this whole first half hour would be shot to hell.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think our producer David tries to keep everything, like if there's an update, he's really good about posting that on Facebook. All right, so we have some guests in our studio tonight. We have Victoria.
Hello.
Hello, Victoria. And you have a friend with you.
Yes.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
What is your name, hon?
I'm Lindsay.
Hello, Lindsay. It's good to have you guys in. So I imagine you've got something you want to say, Victoria.
Yes, I do. Hello first to all my brothers and sisters in TDCJ. Today I wanted to talk about forgiveness and building relationships. So many people that I've come across have want to talk to me about their case, whether it's appeal or parole. And when I tell them or give my suggestion about what needs to get done, they're like, "Oh, well, I don't have anybody to help me do this. I don't have any help. I don't have this. I don't. My kids don't talk to me. My mama doesn't even talk to me. Nobody cares about me." Boom. So I have to say the answer and my response to that is that relationships are first. So you don't need to work on your appeal. You need to work on relationships, because only people or a community around you is going to get you where you need to go.
At some point, right, in the process, you're probably going to need somebody to help you or do something for you anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like also to just have a community around you while you're serving your time and then whenever you're getting out, all that. So I don't want to go through the breakdown of how I have to be like blunt with someone, because that's really the answer to the question. If you are having problems working on your appeal or your parole because you don't have anybody to support you, then flip the script and work on relationships. So that's what I wanted to talk about. My name is Victoria Rusk. I'm a mitigation specialist for criminal cases, and I want to introduce my friend Lindsay Burke. She's a local artist here near Houston and my dear friend. And one of the first tips for forgiveness that I wanted to talk about is by this gentleman. He has a book called Frater Xavier, and actually Lindsay introduced me to this book.
Yes.
And we talked about how to like move forward in your life. And one way that you can work on forgiveness without needing other people is very simple. Name all the people from your past who have hurt you or disappointed you. And the list can be pretty long.
Yes, it can. And it may come to someone over the course of many weeks or months. You may keep adding to this list as you go.
So it's not something you want to put off then. It's something you want to start now, because it's not something that maybe, for some people, maybe overnight, but for others, probably not overnight.
Right. Exactly. And you might not even think about somebody that hurts you unless you're going through your day or you end up in a situation and it triggers something that makes you think about something else. And then you add that person to the list.
Absolutely.
So it's very simple. You write, "I forgive you," the name of the person. The exercise of writing, the ritual of writing can really help a person kind of process that and get through or get it to their subconscious to where they feel the peace.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, you're thinking something, so your conscious is part of that. And then the physical aspect comes in when you're actually doing the writing.
Yes.
Yeah?
And so I believe that if you just like endure this exercise, then it's going to get you to that like level. And I wanted to say this name again. Excuse me, y'all. Frater Xavier. It's Frater F-A-R.
F-R-A.
Thank you.
T-E-R-X-A-V-I-E-R. That's his name.
Frater Xavier. Gotcha.
He has a lot of other books and stuff like that, but that's what I wanted to bring into the conversation tonight.
And I just wanted to add that this forgiveness work is for oneself. So when I do this, it's for myself. And so admitting these things and admitting that I can forgive people is what allows things to clear up kind of naturally.
Yeah, and that natural process, it's not a quick fix. And I think that's important to say, because, a lot of us want quick fixes. A lot of us try to do things that make something a quick fix. But this process sounds like it takes some time. I mean, you can't simply just write, I forgive you, and the whole thing is to take time to think about, okay, here's this person who hurt me, or I perceive that they hurt me. Maybe I have to think about it a couple of days before I actually write down that I truly forgive them.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I want to say, too, working on an appeal doesn't happen overnight either. It's about the same process. So it takes almost 10 years for an appeal to go through. I don't want to say that's how long it takes forgiveness. I think it's a little bit quicker nowadays. But it depends on the situation. It depends on the person. Everything is unique to them, just like your case is very unique to you. The next technique I want to talk about is a wonderful technique. I love this technique. I use it all the time. And anyone who is coming to me with some relationship issues, I write this in the letter back to them. It's called Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of this Hawaiian therapist who cured an entire ward of criminally insane patients without meeting any of them or spending a moment in the same room as them?
Wow.
That sounds phenomenal. But it sounds fictional, but no.
Okay, well, it is a Hawaiian technique. I can't go through the whole history of it. If you want me to do that, then let me know, and I'll do a whole segment on Ho'oponopono.
Okay.
But I think I got some of this information from this website called Laughter Online University. It was just something that I Googled. But the best part of Ho'oponopono is that you can do it yourself, and you don't need anyone there to hear you. The power is the feeling and the willingness for the universe to forgive and love. And so Ho'oponopono.
Oh, no.
What it means, it's Hawaiian, but what it means is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And the whole essence of Ho'oponopono is about repentance, forgiveness, gratitude, and love. And so, as the story was told to me, my friend told me about Ho'oponopono and was like, you should use this in your work. Like any file that comes across your desk, Ho'oponopono over your client. I'm like, yes. And this is going to help me get a little bit further. And so I don't say Ho'oponopono, but you can. I say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you.
And I think that's a healthy progression, though, because that's kind of what we try to do in everyday life. And I think sometimes when we try to, ask for forgiveness, or we try to forgive somebody, a lot of times we skip steps or we forget steps. And so I think having sort of a mantra like that kind of gets you into the habit of, okay, this is what this situation's going to look like. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good practice to have.
Well, and the other thing I want to say is that whenever you hear this, that's not where it's registering. Say it and see how you feel. That's where the power is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a lot of conversations you have in your head, right? I mean, we have this habit of, okay, you think something, but then when it comes time to say it, you have a hard time saying it. So I think it's important that with this practice, you have to say it. See how it makes you feel. See how it sounds to you. Does it sound sincere? Does it feel sincere?
Yeah, I think the power is in the feeling.
Yeah.
And the mind, metaphysically saying something, it can start the inertia to do the work that it needs to do. And when you do get to this place where you're working on forgiveness for yourself and others, I want to say that there will become a time where a conversation is going to be presented to you. It's very likely that it'll just come that way. And that's one thing I wanted Lindsay to speak on the most, because I think she's so brilliant at this, the conversation.
Right. Yeah. It's something about being vulnerable and just kind of finding out, where have I been pretending something? Where have I been dishonest? And then just starting the conversation saying, hey, I've been pretending this. Hey, I've been dishonest about this.
Yeah.
And just by saying that, you can then move forward into honesty. And to me, that's one of the best ways to start rebuilding relationships.
In a lot of ways, you know, we get an opinion about a situation, and that's where we lock our thinking.
Yeah.
You know, rather than going through the process and letting go of it, actually.
Right.
So, you know, we end up with all this junk in our head and our heart.
And it's hard to take responsibility for things that you are ashamed of. You don't want to think that you have responsibility in something, you know, because when you look back, you think, oh, that's really nasty. That's a really nasty part of my history. I don't want to be involved in that. So I'm just going to push that away. But this whole process, it sounds like, is, okay, you've got to take it. You've got to take ownership of it. And you've got to decide what you're going to do with it.
So we're running out of time. Folks, how can they contact you?
Okay, if you want to know about any of these techniques, I'm happy to write back. You can write me at Heart of Justice, P.O. Box 10981, and that's in Houston, Texas, 77206. Heart of Justice, P.O. Box 10981, Houston, Texas, 77206. Thank y'all. And good luck.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for coming in.
Yeah.
Till
next time.
Yes.
Okay. Exactly.
Till next time.
Okay. We have a caller on the line, Cathy Marston. She's going to be speaking with us here momentarily. There we go. Cathy, are you there? Let me hit it again. Cathy, can you hear me? Cathy Marston?
I'm not hearing anything there.
Kathy? Well, I'm not hearing it at all.
No.
I'm hitting the thing. Let me put it back on hold, and we will try it yet again here in a minute.
Maybe.
You know what? It may be our box not working here.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, there she is.
Hello?
Hello, Kathy. We've got you.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's our little control panel for the phones here.
That's okay. I was going, hello, I can hear you.
We cannot hear you.
How are y'all doing tonight? It's really, really good to hear both of your voices, and I want to add my gratitude to the gratitude that others have expressed over the last couple of weeks to a month or so, that everyone at the show seems to be okay, and the KPFT studios are okay after Harvey.
Thank you so much.
I also want to wish everyone a blessed fall equinox, which we also call Mabon in my spiritual tradition. This is supposed to be a time of balance, gratitude, and harvest, so it's a good time to express my gratitude to y'all for this. We were very lucky here in this San Antonio area. We had the winds that Saturday and got about 5 inches of rain that weekend, but we were thinking about all of you. As soon as we got over seeing that we were out of the woods, and it was pretty stressful that Saturday, then my heart and thoughts went out to all of you. And I that next Monday, I immediately checked on the women who were at the Carroll Young Medical Facility because I had seen the flooding in Dickinson on the TV.
Hey, I've been through there. I drove through there the week after it happened, and it was insanely bad.
I think I saw some number about like 90% of Dickinson was affected.
Yeah. Hundreds of businesses damaged. I drove up and down some of the streets because we were on an errand and had to go in there to a guy that was working, and the streets were neck deep on both sides in front of every house. And I saw this in Rita up in Woodville, but it was tree branches, and this was all everybody's personal belongings. Their I don't know.
It was
It was awful.
Right, so when I saw that, I immediately thought of Rita Gomez Vasquez, one of the ladies recommended for clemency back in the 90s, who turned 80 in May, and Sarah Jeannie Levine, who's also, she's in her 70s, who are there at Carol Young. And I called the Ombuds office that Monday morning, right at 8 a.m., y'all. Right at 8 a.m. I called, and the guy picked it up on the second ring, and he was breathless, and he said, "I'm sorry it took me so long to answer the phone." I said, "You were fine, you know." And I said, "I'm just trying to check on these ladies." And he told me what I'd already read on the website, which is that only those couple of 2 to 3 men's units had been evacuated, and that everybody else was given extra supplies to shelter in place. So I haven't heard from Rita or from Sarah Jeannie, but
ladies, it's time to write Cathy Marston.
Yeah, if you're able, please do so.
Yeah, I've been very worried about both of them, and I think I've mentioned to y'all before that I am working with Mandy Goheen, who is the coordinator of prison ministry for the Church of the Larger Fellowship of the Unitarian Universalist Association. And I've spoken to her in the last couple of weeks, and she just wants to let all those guys know that she's been worried about all of you who are members of their virtual congregation who can hear my voice right now, and that some of the reasons she held back on mail was not knowing some of the things that y'all have been saying on the show throughout that, is not knowing when it'd be okay to send it in again, and I let her know that I thought that could probably happen after I'd heard the last couple shows that y'all have done. So we're certainly thinking of everybody who's in there. This has really been quite a couple of months for everybody. I spoke earlier tonight with Sherry Nance's daughter-in-law, Mary, and I don't know if y'all remember, Sherry has been without her cane for about 6 months now, and she's really been putting her pen in the wind as she does, and because she did that, she got an MRI on her hip and on her back, which showed that there was something going on. They did an ultrasound of her uterus, and she's got was at least an endometrial cyst, and over the last couple of months, I've been waiting for them to send her back to Galveston, and I've been communicating with her family about that, and there's still no news yet on her getting the hardship transfer because of her daughter Cheryl's cancer, which seems to be resolved at the moment. But now Sherry is facing her own cancer. And Mary said that she called the patient liaison. The Murray unit's currently on lockdown there in Gatesville. The patient liaison said, well, she's just going to have to wait. So if y'all have any ideas for me, I told Mary, you have done everything that I could think of that I would have done, except sometimes, y'all, as you know, it's very good to try to deal with people face-to-face or on the phone for those of us who are on the outside who can communicate on the phone to advocate. But when those informal type resolutions don't work, then you have to start putting some things in writing. So I was trying to think of who Mary could put things in writing to. I told her she could write Brian Collier if she wanted to, and she could certainly go through the channels. But anything that any of y'all can think of to do to help Sherry out. Again, Sherry is another one of the ladies who's been, the battered women, who's been recommended for clemency back in the 1990s. She will be 70 years old on October 27th. And, it's just time we brought her home, but needless to say, that's one of the big pieces of news I have about how the incarcerated battered women are doing. This month are these types of issues that are not foreign to those of us who do this type of work all the time. So I'm not sure exactly how much time I have, so y'all have to keep me in check.
You've got about a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, last weekend, June Alston, Margaret Vasquez, and myself, we tabled at Wonderland Mall here in San Antonio as part of an educational event for those of us who practice earth-based spirituality. And we provided informational handouts, referral information. We did some fundraising for Free Battered Texas Women. And we heard from a lot of people who were battering survivors, or a guy who defended his sister against a batterer. And I just want to thank everybody, including the Victims Advocates Office of Joint Base San Antonio, because they provided some magnets and brochures, and we helped pass those out, and Session Wolf Song of the San Antonio Pagan Pride Day. And then my board members, of course, June Alston and Margaret Vasquez, they're awesome. But I I have so much more to say, but let me just say that if anybody wants to write me, they can write me or Free Battered Texas Women at my P.O. Box. So the P.O. Box is P.O. Box 47, and it's in Schertz, which is spelled Schertz, Texas, 78154. That's Free Battered Texas Women, or you can put FBTW, P.O. Box 47 in Schertz, Schertz, Texas, 78154. And my name again is Cathy, Cathy Marston, Marston.
Well, thank you, Cathy. You've given us quite a bit of information, and thank you for giving us that address twice.
Sure. Hank has trained me well. So thank y'all so much, as always, for having me on. Just a little a preview. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and David and I have been talking about when I'll be on the next time, but I just want to make everybody aware of those ways of continuing to not abuse yourself and continuing to work to end abuse in all of its forms and all the forms of discrimination and stuff. And then we're looking at Cameron Cartoad paroling home in October. So we'll have some more updates for you later, but thank y'all so much, and have a really good night.
Well, thank you. We'll talk to you again.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, good night. Okay. So now we've got Mr. Well,
maybe we do. We should have Mr.
Let me try this
Mr.
again.
Dave Atwood. Let's see.
Let me just go to Dave. Dave, are you there?
I am right here.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I don't know how this is. I don't know what the hell's going on with our little box here, but it's got still got Cathy's call on there.
Oh,
yeah, there we go. Hold on.
Drop Cathy.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're not
Sorry,
able
folks.
to do
We're
it in
trying
here.
to get that.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. Now back to Dave. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. How's everybody doing?
Like $1 million.
We're managing. We're managing.
Okay, great. Well, here's a little report on the death penalty. Again, a thanks and everybody who's working on the death penalty, all the abolitionists out there who are working hard to get rid of this horrible punishment. And good evening, everybody, and a shout out to the men and women on Texas death row and their families and friends. The execution schedule, again, has not changed from the last prison show. No execution scheduled in September, but still we have 3 in October. Robert Pruitt on October 12th, Anthony Shore on October 18th, and Clinton Young on October 26th. So let's hope that those are all called off and we can have a nice October without any executions. One piece of news is that the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals announced that it has decided that John Battaglia is competent to be executed. I'm sure that this decision will be appealed by John's attorneys, and no execution date has been set yet that I have seen. So that's the latest news on that particular case. This evening I want to read a short essay I wrote on the death penalty a while back, and then Hank and all, we can have a short discussion if you would like about what I say here.
Okay.
I titled this essay Capital Punishment. Is it justice, revenge, or doing the devil's work? Over the years, I have met many people who say they favor the death penalty. Some say they are okay with the death penalty because it is needed to protect society. Some say it saves the state money. Others say it's needed to bring closure and healing to the victims of crime. Sadly, these people are ignorant of the facts regarding the death penalty. It is not needed to protect society. It is more expensive than a long prison sentence, and it does not bring healing or closure to the family and friends of crime victims. In fact, it only prolongs their suffering. Now, some people believe the death penalty is a just punishment for a horrible crime. They essentially believe in an eye for an eye. Or to put it another way, they believe in revenge. However, revenge is not healthy for individuals or for society, and it is a concept that is rejected by most religious faiths. And then there are those who favor the death penalty because they believe it is a good politics. There are many governors, senators, legislators, judges, and district attorneys who fall into this category. They support the death penalty because they believe it helps their political careers. And I call this doing the devil's work, taking human life when it is absolutely unnecessary. And this, in my opinion, is particularly despicable. Let me be clear, the death penalty accomplishes nothing good for society. In fact, most civilized societies reject this form of punishment. Which brings up the question, is the United States a civilized nation? Is the United States the only Western industrialized nation in the world to use the death penalty as a civilized nation? Is the United States the country with the highest incarceration rate in the world a civilized nation? Is the United States a country which allows millions of its citizens, including children, to languish in poverty without health care, a civilized nation? We know that the poor are much more likely to end up in prison and on death row. Is the United States a country with poor mental health services, or which sentences its mentally ill people to death, a civilized nation? Is the United States a country that still is mired in racism and bigotry and does not live up to the motto of the U.S. Supreme Court, which says equal justice under the law, a civilized nation? I say that the United States is not a civilized nation, although we'd like to think we are, and it is increasingly not a democracy. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. This is very disturbing, and this is very sad. So, listeners, what do you think? Are you concerned? Are you upset? If so, get out and vote good people. So that's a little essay I wrote a little while back. I just decided it'd be a good thing to maybe read on the radio tonight. And I don't know, Hank and all, if you got any comments, any thoughts on what I wrote?
Well, I'm going to say you touched on several things that people use as excuses to support the death penalty. The truth being, most of your people in Texas, for instance, that talk about the death penalty and support it, do it on what they call religious grounds. And eye for an eye is the first thing. They love
that eye for an eye passage.
It's the first thing they all say. Yeah. But that's Old Testament. And it's not Christian to live in the Old Testament, because that's not the deal we have anymore. Yeah. That's why there's a New Testament. That's why
there's a new contract that was out there.
That's right. You got a new deal with God, not the old deal. And even in the Old Testament, God had 7 cities that you could run to if you killed someone. And if you would live there 7 years, you were forgiven. Nobody was supposed to lay hands on you over it. So, even God gave a way out of the death penalty. And then Jesus only spoke on it once, and he said, let them without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah.
So that pretty much rules it out if you're a Christian.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
you can call yourself one, but you're not being one.
I think for myself, if I was, a victim of somebody who had been killed in my family, I wouldn't be so interested in revenge. I would be more interested in, having somebody go through the death penalty. That's not going to bring my family member back.
Right.
But I would much rather that never have happened. And if we could focus on programs that stop that cycle of happening, I'd be more interested in that than the death penalty.
Yeah, preventative rather than punitive.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
Right. That's right. I mean, we have to focus on prevention and stop the crime and the pain from happening in the first place. And another very interesting thing. Many times, a family will be promised, this execution will bring you closure and healing, and they wait. And they wait for that to happen, and they wait many times, 5, 10, 15, 20. I mean, there are guys on death row that have been there for 25, 30 years. And then it comes to the time when they finally think they're going to have this execution take place, and the execution's called off for one reason or another. So they they're hung out continually all these years waiting for something to happen. And if the person was just sentenced to prison, it would be done with, basically. And
well, supporters will say that those long waits are a reason to execute faster.
Yeah, they'll say that. But then what they many times will overlook is that if you rush through and get an execution right away, you're going to execute more innocent people. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation.
Exactly.
So we've had, I think I mentioned the last time I was on the show, 159, 160 people exonerated in the United States. People who were on death row went through the process of the original trial, the state appeals, the federal appeals, and after many, many years, it was shown that the person was actually innocent, wasn't even guilty. So you need time to make sure these cases are thoroughly vetted.
And mistakes are still
that's basically the argument against, rushing executions.
Yeah.
And we've heard about a lot of mistakes lately. So, Dave, you've given us quite a bit to think about. So thank you so much for that. These are things that I feel every citizen needs to think about if they're going to say that they support something. So thank you so much for that, Dave.
Yeah, we've become a country where we form our opinions off of what either Fox or CNN or MSNBC tells us, but we don't go out and search out the facts for ourselves and then base our thinking on
And that's
the
incredibly
facts.
important when you're considering another person's life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to be on the show again with you tonight, and probably the next time you see me, I'll be right there in the studio with you.
That will be exciting. It'd be nice to have you here. I've not seen you yet.
Good to see you.
Open arms here.
How's the missus?
She's doing good.
All right,
good.
great.
Yeah.
Will she be down with you?
Yep, sure will.
Great. Great. Maybe we'll see both of you.
Yeah, you probably will.
All right.
Okay, good night, everybody.
All right, good night, y'all.
Good night, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Well, you've already heard him.
Aquí estoy.
I have Daniel here
Aquí
next to
estoy.
me.
Muy buenas noches. Muy buenas noches a todos.
It's
¿Qué
that
tal
time of the
estamos?
show again. It's that time of the show. It feels like the show's gone
Is
by so
your-
quickly tonight.
Your child is well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right.
What have you got for us, sir?
Muy buenas
wait a
noches a todos. Pues hoy, mira, os voy a resumir un poco lo que es el Prison Show, porque Dave nos ha dado 10 minutos para hablar a la comunidad latina, a todos los que entienden español, a los que hablan español. Muy buenas noches de The Prison Show, el programa que dura desde el 1980 y da las ondas radio a las familias, los amigos de los que están ahí dentro de la cárcel, detrás de los barrotes, entre cuatro muros. La primera hora os damos información y noticias, la segunda hora podéis llamar por teléfono al 713-526-5738 y podéis hablar con vuestros queridos que están allí dentro. A ver, el Prison Show, ¿qué es lo que hacemos aquí? Aparte de dar noticias, las razones principales por lo que hacemos esto, por lo que yo, por ejemplo, estoy aquí, son varias. Y uno de los puntos principales es informar sobre la excesiva condena que hay aquí en este país, la demasiada criminalización. Después hay una encarcelación de masa. Estamos hablando de que en Estados Unidos, de cada 100.000 habitantes, hay 700 que están en la cárcel. Y esto es, como le gusta ser a Estados Unidos, el number one. Ahí estamos, al tope de la clasifica. Como relaciones, sepáis que en México hay 212. En Cuba, que es verdad, por lo mal que se habla de Cuba, aún son 500 y va por la medalla de bronce. Después, Honduras, 196, Venezuela, 178, El Salvador, 480. Así que Estados Unidos está por delante de todos estos en la encarcelación de masa. La encarcelación es desigual, o sea que casi la mayor parte de los presos son hombres con menos de 40 años y de minorías étnicas de pobre educación escolar, que son drogadictos o alcohólicos, que tienen enfermedades físicas o mentales, y tienen una preparación muy pobre para trabajar. Así que hay evidentemente desventajas socioeconómicas. Otra razón es que las cárceles son cárceles privadas. Muchas de estas cárceles trabajan para ganar dinero, for profit. Algunos números de los años, hace 2 o 3 años, nos dicen que estas cárceles han ganado 1.400 millones de dólares en un solo año, 1.4 billions in only one year, the for-profit prisons. Así que estas son algunas de las razones por las que hacemos estas protestas, por las que llamamos la atención y por lo que hay que mejorar en este sentido. ¿Por qué? Porque principios guías para el encarcelamiento tiene que ser también la ciudadanía. O sea que los presos hay que tratarlos como ciudadanos que tienen derechos y tienen el derecho de ser miembros de la sociedad, de tener educación dentro de la cárcel, de tener salud dentro de la cárcel, y sabemos que no lo tienen, no se le da esa atención. Entonces aquí está la protesta. Después de la ciudadanía tiene que haber una justicia social, o sea, redistribuir derechos, recursos y oportunidades también a la gente que está en la cárcel. Y, como no, proporcionalidad, relacionado a la seriedad del delito. Y de esto estamos hablando en los periódicos, en muchísimas telediarios, sobre el hecho de que no hay proporcionalidad. De vez en cuando se comete un crimen, por ejemplo, lo de las drogas de los años 80 y 90, donde se ha dado demasiada condena. Y último, junto a ciudadanía, proporcionalidad y justicia social, es la parsimonia. No hay que dar más castigo de lo necesario. La cárcel tiene que reeducar y no castigar. Hablando de castigo, os voy a decir una cosa que nos ha dicho Hank y Jessica, que desde el 1 de septiembre el aislamiento ya no se puede usar como castigo. Esto es oficial, desde el 1 de septiembre. Ahora, es verdad que esto ha afectado tan solo a 75 personas en Texas, de las 4.000 que están en aislamiento. ¿Por qué? Porque el aislamiento sigue siendo útil dentro de la cárcel, o útil, digamos, aplicado, cuando hay casos de agresiones, de acosos. Entonces, en este caso, las guardias ponen en aislamiento a las personas porque representan un peligro, no para castigarlos. Una cosa ahora de otros números que os quería dar para relacionar lo de las cárceles a mi pieza en español para los latinos. 2.200.000 personas están en la cárcel en Estados Unidos. 2.200.000 personas. De estas, 875.000 son delitos violentos, asaltos, homicidios, violaciones. Unos 400.000 son por robos, fraude, relacionados a la propiedad. Medio millón de delitos se relacionan a las drogas. De esto hay un debate en la sociedad muy agudo e intenso para cambiar las leyes. 350.000 son de orden público. Entre esto están los borrachos, pero también la inmigración. Entonces estamos hablando de varias decenas de miles de personas que están en la cárcel. Y no digo el número exacto porque eso varía, estamos hablando de 20, 30.000 personas que están en la cárcel porque no tienen papeles. Los papeles necesarios en el momento necesario. Recordamos que hay también 70.000 menores en las cárceles estadounidenses. Bueno, pues hablando de menores y de inmigración, en los últimos minutos os quería decir que, como sabéis, DACA y DAPA actualmente, con el presidente que tenemos, nos lo ha puesto muy claro que no se van a seguir. El acrónimo, recuerdo, de DACA es Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. O sea que se refiere a los niños que han venido aquí, que tenían 1, 2, 3 años, pero que ahora son totalmente americanos con la cultura. Y DAPA, Deferred Action for Parents of Americans in Lawful Permanent Residence. Así que esto más o menos se refiere a los padres que han llegado aquí, tienen hijos que son americanos, que han nacido aquí. Bueno, pues os voy a dar algunas informaciones en estos últimos par de minutos sobre qué hacer para ayudar a los que están en DACA y DAPA. El objetivo ahora no es salvarlos, no tenemos que ser unos dioses misericordiosos que, aunque me estáis escuchando y tenéis dinero, queréis dar el dinero y salvarlos. No, hay que quitar los obstáculos de las comunidades de inmigrantes. Esto es lo que tenemos que hacer, quitar los obstáculos, porque los inmigrantes tienen que vivir solos por su vida, tienen que tener su vida, tienen que tener la vida igual que los otros. Nadie los tiene que salvar. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que podemos hacer? Y esto lo he leído en un artículo, me parece, de The Nation. A ver, cosas muy fáciles. Take side. Así que, significaros, tomar una decisión. Si creéis que es justo, decirlo a vuestros amigos, a vuestros familiares. 2. Learn politics and learn history. Así que aprender quién en la política de donde vivís está en contra de DACA y DAPA y los Dreamers. Conocer a vuestros vecinos, si tenéis vecinos que trabajan, a lo mejor trabajos humildes, si son latinos, conocerlos, hablar con ellos, invitarlos a casa, conocerlos más de cerca, eso os quitará el miedo que tenéis a ellos. Y también leer libros. Os doy 2 títulos. Uno se titula They Take Our Jobs, Another 20 Myths. Este es un libro muy bueno para leer sobre la inmigración ilegal. Otro es Illegal People. Y después, un tercero, Border Patrol Nation. Os lo repito, Border Patrol Nation. Otro es Illegal People. Y otro es They Take Our Jobs. And 20 Other Myths. Si os gusta Twitter, os aconsejo seguir a This is Jorge. Todo junto, This is Jorge. Jorge lo sabéis muy bien, Jorge. Lo podéis seguir, se llama Jorge Rivas, escribe siempre Twitter, cosas muy cortitas. Si tenéis más tiempo y queréis ver un website, immigrationimpact.com, immigrationimpact, todo junto.com. Y después, protestar, hacer ruido, levantaros, llamar y escribir a vuestro senador o al congressman. Y si queréis protestar en protestas que están en la calle, ir a este sitio, el último que os doy. weareheretostay.org. weareheretostay.org. Os da todas las protestas organizadas. So with this, I finish my piece where I give a lot of information about people that I want to do something for the Dreamers. We know we are talking about almost 1 million people.
Yeah,
even more.
Over 800,000. Yeah.
And if you think that they have a couple of brothers and a couple of parents, we're talking about 5 million people maybe, with all of the friends that they have that could be heavily involved in this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big number. Thank you, Daniel. You did give us quite a bit of information, and I understood a lot of that. So it was really good information. Thank you. I even wrote down a couple of things that you said. So thank you so much, Daniel. So glad that you're back.
All right. Well, we're getting ready for the break song here, and then we're going to go to calls.
Yep.
We have, actually, we've already got a couple of international calls on the line, some out-of-state calls, and some local calls.
We'll be getting to you shortly, guys.
Hijo mío, Austin, tanto que te lo dije, que esa mujer no te llevaría a nada bueno.
Un pastor del amor y él me dijo que se lo entregara a Dios, que no me sintiera solo, que estar solo era mejor que vivir de una ilusión. Yo le pregunté a un dentista del amor a primera vista y dijo que era un error, que eso era de novelistas, soñadores, que en la vida hay que ser más realista. Y ahora que no te tengo, pienso en todo el tiempo perdido que perdí contigo, pues por amarte a ciegas yo no escuché ser más importante que mi amor. Yo le pregunté a un anciano en un lugar lejano del amor y las pasiones. Me dijo, vivo es un cristal de doble filo y corta, leyenda de un hilo. Y ahora que no te tengo, pienso en todo el tiempo perdido que perdí contigo. Pues por amarte a ciegas yo no escuché y me lancé al vacío por amor. Todos me dijeron, todos me advertían que hay flores que tienen espina. Yo le pregunté a mi padre del amor y la inocencia de la fe, la paciencia, y ¿sabes lo que digo? Digo siempre mejor ignorar el corazón, hazle caso a tu conciencia. Yo le pregunté a mi madre del amor que te tenía y dijo que era fantasía. Que si yo no le creía, con el tiempo aprendería que ella tenía razón. Y ahora que no
1 minute 20.
siento todo el tiempo perdido que perdí contigo. Pues por amarte a ciegas yo no escuché y me lancé al vacío por amor. Todos me dijeron, todos me advertían que hay flores que tienen espinas.
Minute. 30 seconds.
All right, welcome back to the Prison Show. We've got a couple of carts to play here in just a minute. KPFT Houston, and we're ready for the carts when y'all are.
The Institute of Hispanic Culture of Houston proudly presents Día de la Hispanidad Plena Libre. Join Grammy Award-winning Plena Libre for an evening of profoundly Puerto Rican sounds at Miller Outdoor Theater, Saturday, September 23rd at 7:30 p.m.
Don't miss the ensemble's memorable repertoire of a cappella polyphonic polyrhythm, bamba, plena, and other African Caribbean-inspired melodies as Houston celebrates National Hispanic Heritage Month.
Miller Outdoor Theater is located at 6000 Harmon Park Drive, Houston, Texas 77030.
For tickets and more information, visit MillerOutdoorTheater.com.
This is 90.1 KPFT Houston.
Mi ciudad es Chinampa en un lago escondido.
Either one of you guys want a break?
Es el sontle que busca.
Hello, dear listeners. Today we want somebody else's money for a change. That's right. We want available money from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting puts aside a stack of money every year for nonprofit educational community broadcasters like KPFT. We want to be sure that KPFT is ready and able to receive our fair share before the politicians slam the door shut. But, that's right, there's always a but. To qualify for this money, a crucial requirement is that the KPFT Community Advisory Board conduct a survey of KPFT listeners every year. All we need is 2 minutes of your time. You can help KPFT be ready to get somebody else's money by going to kpft.org and completing the short survey. It's 2 minutes, dear listeners, just 2 minutes. Go to www.kpft.org. Click on the survey button and complete the short survey. We thank you, dear friends. Thank you so very much. You're listening to KPFT Houston.
All right. Well, we want to encourage everybody to get online, take that survey. I don't know. Just please do it. That's all. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. Danny's in here now, and Jess went out. I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm assuming she just went out for a
Stretch her
break.
legs.
Stretch her legs. There we go.
Yeah, stretch her legs.
That's good. All right. So at any rate, we've got. We'll start with Billy in England. Billy, how you doing?
What's poppin', man? I'm doing $1 million
Like
every day.
$1 every day.
Cool out there Sunday night. How you doing? Though good?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. That's all good. Right, I've got a shout out for Big Will. What's happening, mate? I hope that you're doing good. Everything is picking up over here. The mouths is still running a little bit slow from your side. Mum's card's come. She went down to the doctors, had a couple of tests and whatnot done. So she's waiting on some results from that. She's quit her job because the boss was just playing games with the wages and whatnot, so that got jacked up. So she's had enough of that. Hey, listen to this. Earlier on, I woke up a little bit in the day, so I was having a sleep, and as I come out the bedroom door, Mum left the bathroom door open, so I walked head first straight into that. So now I've got a big ass conker sitting on the top of my head, and trust me, it is painful. So yeah, I know you're sitting there now, choking on the root there. Yeah, go on, carry on laughing, it's all good. So yeah, apart from that, I'm doing all right. I'm having a custom shaving brush made. That's coming from a guy in Chicago, so that should be here next week. So as soon as I get that, I'll send you a couple of pictures. Everything is running smooth with the internet and stuff. I'm going to be sending some Apex around about the 4th, so look around for that. A bit more about that in the JP. And I got a quick message for a guy called Milton on death row. Your French friend Simone has sent me a message via Facebook and says that she's got your letters. She will be writing you soon. So just sit tight and bear with her. She's doing some army mission or something. I can't really understand what she's saying because obviously it's all in French. I'm having to hit the translate. So yeah, so that's out to Milton. Still ain't heard nothing from Bigfoot. So I think that's all jacked up. Star is flying in next Wednesday, the 27th, to Gatwick. So I've got to get up nice bright and early to be there at 9 o'clock. Going to go for something to eat with her, have a coffee. She bring me some, obviously, American shaving stuff over. Going to have some pictures, so I'll shoot them through the mail as well. I've got a big bunch of snail mail pictures lined up. Mum got a bank card, so she's also going to be doing another JPay. Apart from that, that's all going good. So I've got to try and stay awake now, let this conker go down on my head. So yeah, apart from that, it's nothing really much is rolling over here. It's getting pretty cold and whatnot. So yeah, man. So I'm going to get off of here now and let somebody else get on and tune in next week and hopefully I'll get on. Guys, thanks for letting me on first and it's all good.
All right. Have a great
all
weekend.
Right, all right, I'll try. Yeah, like I'm... All right, cheers.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks.
Guadalupe from Mexico City.
Sí, buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Este saludo es para mi hijo Jan Ramírez. Primeramente quiero darles gracias a todas las personas de aquí del programa por el programa, ¿verdad?, que tienen y que es posible que yo tenga comunicación con mi hijo y que él le pueda escuchar mi voz. Muchas gracias a ustedes, a todos.
De nada, Guadalupe.
Sí, hijo, mira, te mando muchos saludos y abrazos. Espero que te encuentres bien. Tus son mis mejores deseos, hijo, que te encuentres bien y que esta semana haya sido agradable para ti y que tengas un buen fin de semana, hijo. Y de nosotros no te preocupes, hijo. Mira, de los terremotos que pasaron, el 7, pues nos agarró acostados. Sí lo sentimos, pero ya salimos corriendo. El del 19, gracias a Dios, aquí donde nos tocó a nosotros, no está bien todo, no se cayó nada, está bien todo, cayó en el centro, los edificios viejos, pero nomás me asusté mucho, pero todo está bien, muchas gracias a Dios, ¿verdad?, porque es bueno y misericordioso con nosotros. Mira, también ya te mandé una carta, ¿verdad?, se va a tardar porque ya sabes que aquí son muy cargadas las cartas, ¿verdad?, y ahí te explico varias cosas, y también ya recibí la carta que me mandaron, ¿verdad?, por email, ya la recibí, gracias por todo, y cuídate y échale muchas ganas, tú no te desesperes, ¿verdad?, de que van a llegar, mi hijo. Usted vale más ¿verdad? Que tranquilo, esperando, no se preocupe, Dios me lo cuide, me lo bendiga, ¿verdad? Siempre, y muchas gracias a todas las personas que están ahí con usted, mijo. Échale muchas ganas, Dios me lo cuide. Adiós, mijo. Dios me lo bendiga.
Guadalupe, ¿me
¿Sí?
oyes? Guadalupe,
¿Sí?
un abrazo a todos los que están ahí en México, en la capital y en Puebla, por lo que ha pasado del terremoto. Espero que
Dios los
estéis,
bendiga a ustedes, ¿verdad?
espero que estéis todos muy bien. Un abrazo a todos.
Sí, gracias. Buenas noches.
Yeah, and also everybody,
Yes.
because of the earthquake that hit so heavily Mexico City and Puebla, and we have so many people about those two cities in our communities. Big hug to everybody. Adiós, Guadalupe.
Adiós, gracias, señor. Dios le bendiga. Gracias.
Okay, well, let's roll right on around. Maria, calling from Corpus Christi.
Yes, sir. It's a shout out for my grandson, John Henry Ramirez.
Mm-hmm.
This is his grandma. Mijo, here I am calling you, hoping that you're fine, and still praying for you, and still pulling for you, too. I hope you're doing fine. Here at home, everybody's okay, except for Grandpa, that he's in the hospital. I don't know what's going to happen. He doesn't look very good, but let's just pray to God that he pulls through. And he's been going downhill pretty bad, so let's just hope he'll survive and he'll be okay. And I'm just hoping that you're doing fine and everybody else is there with you. But we love you, we miss you, and I know Ashley's trying to get through, and last week she got through and I wasn't able to, so let's see what happens today. But I just thought I'd call and give you a shout-out, and hoping to God that you're doing fine. Keep your head up, stay out of trouble, keep praying, and do good. And, babe, I'm hoping for the best, and you know that. So we don't forget you. We talk about you just about every other day, and we always have you on our mind, and that one's a daily. And we're praying for you. We love you, and we miss you. And we'll keep pulling for you, we'll keep praying for you, and hope to hear from you one day. You can still write, I hope. I love you, and I miss you, and God bless all of you guys there. And God be with you and with your families. And thank you guys from the radio station.
Thank you, Maria.
You all are just like angels from God. Thank you so much, and good night.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Joan from San Antonio. Or is it Joanne?
Joanne.
Okay. I had to make sure.
It's okay. This is for Joseph Christopher. I just wanted to let you know I made it home safe. Of course, Becca slept the whole way home. I hope you enjoyed your visit with her today. I got your letter from the 17th, and I sent you a JPay telling you what the warden said about your glasses. So it wasn't good news, but I'll take care of it, and I'll get you some other ones. I love you, and I'll see you on Friday. And everybody's my witness that I said I will see you Friday the 29th. So don't say that you didn't know I wasn't coming. Make sure you and Big Lou listen to the radio on Wednesday, because that song is going out for both of y'all. I love you. Good night. And it's me and you against the world. And I miss you. Thanks.
All right. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Have a good one, Joanna.
Thank you.
Georgina from England. How you doing?
Oh, hello. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Like $1 million every day.
Oh, man, don't you have another line?
Well, I got plenty of other lines. I'm not allowed to use them anymore. I've got a fiance, so yeah, maybe one day she might even actually marry me instead of just being a fiance.
Oh.
I ain't no picnic.
Maybe.
Anyway, I have a shout-out for William Irvin and the Polanski unit. So, shall I go ahead?
Yeah.
Good. I will. I hope you can hear me all right, and I hope the new place is good. I'm well, although sleepy. I kept waking up worrying that I was going to kind of oversleep. So anyway, the wedding was good today. It was really, really nice. Rich and Alex got married, and I was really thinking of you because we talk about Texans and the Cowgirls. Well, here there's the big Liverpool, Everton, and Man United, and all that big football rivalry. Well, there's a song, "You'll Never Walk Alone," which one of the teams sing, and the vicar and the man getting married, who was his son, are both big supporters of I think it's Liverpool. and that is their song, you know. And the guy who's getting married, his boss, was at the wedding, and he's the supporter of their rival team. And as part of the wedding, they had the whole congregation sing this "You'll Never Walk Alone," and it was the funniest thing because this guy was just cringing having to sing it, but he had to because it was at the wedding. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, it was good. It was a lovely, lovely wedding, one of the nicest I've been to. So Florence had her 5th birthday, so that was lovely. I went over there and gave them a present and stuff like that, which is nice. I'm doing well, feeling a lot better. I hope you're doing well. I emailed Mandy and got a 2-line response, which was basically non-committal. I don't know where you stand with that, really. Anyway, it'd be good to hear what the latest news is. As you know, I heard from Mavis. She seems to be all right. Anyway, lovely, that's about it. I love you loads, and I hope you can hear my voice. I'm not talking too closely to the phone, so if you can't hear me, sort yourself out. I'm sure you can hear me fine. Anyway, I love you loads, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the end of October. And that's it from me. Okay, good night, everyone.
Good night. Have a good one.
Good night. You too.
Okay.
Hey, Bella.
Hey, how are you?
Like $1 million every day?
I knew that somehow I knew that was coming. So
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So, hey, Jedediah. Hey, baby, I love you, and happy anniversary. As usual, you made me feel special today, like only you can do. My flowers are absolutely beautiful, and the macaroons are delicious, and I'll be a fatty patty the next time you see me because I've already eaten 5 of them today. So, and the pashmina scarf is so pretty, Jedediah, and it's the exact color I've been looking for. So I have a feeling our little one helped you with that, but everything's beautiful, and I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. I loved everything you sent me. And I wanted to let you know, I don't know if you received my JPays because what I get from you, I can tell that you're not responding to what I've written. So I called and spoke with the mailroom, and long story short, Mrs. Odom no longer works in the mailroom. And it was a whole complicated thing that I wrote to you about it, and I spoke to Major Dickens, and I spoke to his assistant, and then he called me back. So I don't know, maybe things are sorted out now or will get worked out, but I just wanted to let you know that she's not the one that wrote back to you on that paper that I received from you today, so because she no longer works there. But as for me, I'm feeling a lot better than I was the first of the week. I don't look much better, though, but my face is still swollen, but it's getting some better, and I started on a new steroid pack today, so hopefully that'll help reduce the swelling. Our little one's doing good, and I received an email from our oldest one earlier this week, and she's doing well, so everything on the home front's good. I want you to take care and stay safe for me, and I'll see you soon. Again, thank you, baby, for all of my anniversary gifts, and happy anniversary to you. I love you, Jedediah. Night, night, and sweet dreams. Thank you.
All right. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Brianne from Toronto, you're on the air.
Hi, guys. Happy Friday. Yeah, I'm calling for Romero Gonzalez at the Polensky unit. Hello, Romero. Another week, another Friday. We are in a heat wave, which probably doesn't mean the same thing as in Texas, but it's like 30 degrees, and I don't speak American, so I can't translate that to you, but it's over 80 for sure. And busy week here. Another kid got lost off the bus, and so I had to deal with that, town council meetings, and all kinds of other Grizzly Mama stuff to get going, but it's been okay. I got your letter with the card that you made me. It is gorgeous, and it is framed in my office now, and when I do counseling sessions, people get to see it and comment on it, on how lovely it is. And I also got the letters that were in the card, and I've responded to those in a JPay, so you should have gotten them either today or yesterday. But I hope you are well, and I will write again to you really, really soon. And the boys have a treat for you that I popped in the mail this afternoon. So I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye. Bye, guys.
Bye, Brian. Judy from Florida, you're on the air.
Good evening. This message is for Rodney Reed. Happy date night, Rodney. Guess what? I finally got a card. So the mail is finally starting to get processed again. Thank you for the birthday card. Please don't worry. Seriously, we are good. And last I checked, I'm a big girl and have survived this far, so I think I got it. Heck, I'm even 1 year older and wiser now, so you definitely don't have to worry about me. Okay. I also read the part that we will talk. Oh, we will talk. But I really don't want to waste time talking about that. I was so excited to see a card from you, to know that you were okay. Oh, yeah, guess what? My favorite number is today. 6. My favorite number is 6. Hey, did you get any JPay Snapchat pictures tonight? I'm curious to see if you got them. Because yesterday, Julie messaged me, and JPay was offering like 12 hours to customers to send Snapchat pictures for free. Well, you know what that meant. Julie texted me, and let's just say we went a little crazy sending pictures. So hopefully you were able to get some pictures tonight. I know they were black and white, but something's better than nothing. It was pretty funny. We were sending pictures like crazy. The weekend is here. Not much planned. I'm finally going to get the outdoor furniture back outside. I didn't want to do it last weekend because I wasn't sure where Maria was headed. So I'm thinking we can finally get it put back out this weekend. It's going to be a low-key weekend. I'm planning on getting caught up on some rest and taking some medicine so that I'm completely recovered by the time my vacation starts. That's about it. All is good. I love you, Rodney. I did get the message from Quincy from Julie today. Thank you. Keep the faith. Continue to hope and dream. Our dreams are rock and roll. I'm thinking of you, praying for you. 56066. Sending you lots of hugs and good night kisses. Sweet, sweet dreams. I love you. And 6 days. 6 days. Can't wait. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Good night, Rodney. Love you.
Okay, I want to remind everybody to hold it to 2 minutes, please. We try and get as many calls on as we can, and that's how we do it. Okay. That and no cussing.
Yes, no cussing. Okay, Juana from Angleton, you're on the air.
Yes, hi. This message is going out to Jeremy at the Polanski unit. Just calling you in. I'm going to keep it short so that people can call in. Just letting you know that I'm okay. I got a letter from you yesterday. It was from last weekend. I did see your cousin Krista, and she gave me some money to do an e-com for you, so I'll get that done for you. Other than that, I'm doing good. I'm at work right now, so I can't talk real long either. But, I mean, I'm hanging in there. Hope you're doing good. Hope the mill is running again the way it should be. I don't know if you've gotten my letters or not, but I was just checking in with you. I'll let you go so that people can call in, and I love you, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Okay, Shirley from Longview, you are on the air.
Okay, hi, how is everyone doing?
Like $1 million every day.
I wish I was like $1 million every day. Okay, I'm calling to blame how much I love him and miss him. And everybody sends their love, and they said tell you hello and that they love you, and that everybody misses you. And so you just sit back there and hold your head up and have sweet dreams, and hopefully I will see you Friday, okay? I love and miss you, okay? You have a good night and sweet dreams. I want to thank y'all for letting me call in.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
All righty.
Becky from Brownsville, you are on the air.
Hi, this is for John Ramirez. Hey, John, it's Becky. We're trying everything to go see you tomorrow. We're just waiting on my tia to see if she says she has something to do in the morning. But more than likely she say yes. So I'm just waiting for her call. Melissa's over here. She dyed my hair red. I wanted it burgundy, but ya sabes, Melissa me lo dejó red, so I arreglé Ronald McDonald. Te voy a pasar a Melissa para que te salude, ¿ok? Bye.
Hi, John. Espero que hayas tenido una buena semana. Hablamos para saludarte y esperemos verte mañana. Y que podamos tener una special visit para que te cuente tantas cosas que han pasado. Y no es cierto, no se lo dejé. Ronald McDonald red. Te queremos mucho, John. Cuídate. Bye. Thank you. Good night. Hi, John. I love you. I miss you. I'm doing pretty cool, and I drink quiet, and I'm really good. And I'm doing good, so I just want you to know that. And we're trying to go visit you, so don't worry. We'll offer you some. Love you. Thank you.
Is that everybody?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Okay, Philip from Dallas, you are on the air.
Hey, Philip.
Hey, Hank. How are you, sir?
Oh, you know.
Already. A couple of million. I'll just say that. I'll answer it for you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for taking my call. This is for Dan the Man on the Polunsky. Hello, darling. I got your letter late this afternoon. I couldn't believe it. There was something in my box, and it was your letter, along with about 3 other bills, but we won't mention all that. Needless to say, I'm so glad to get it, and I'm glad that you, hope, are able to hear me tonight and have your ears on and can pick me up and are aware that I am calling like you asked me to do. I'm glad you're back in your little whatever. We'll call it their house instead of yours. It's just temporary, you know. Just remember this, that instinct equals multiplication with the Lord, and therefore you got it made. Go with that and you won't go astray. And I can assure you that keep your faith, keep your head up, your chin up, and just know who you are and the precious child of God that you are. And I'm rooting for you. I'm praying for you. I'm thinking of you. I love you. I want you. I need you. But I know there's so many on the line waiting to get through to theirs too. Darling, I'm writing a letter to you. So there's that. Love you. Thank you all so much.
All right.
Thank you, Philip.
Good night.
Y'all have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Clarence from San Angelo, you are on the air.
Hey, Clarence.
All right, how y'all doing tonight?
Like $1 million every day for me. You know the drill.
Yeah, I know the drill. I wish I could say the same, but
man, I wish you could too.
But I'm doing best I can. I'm about to freeze to death right now.
What?
Yeah. My air conditioner went out last Friday night after I got through calling y'all. And it just got fixed day before yesterday, and boy, look at it.
Oh.
Yeah, my wife had it sky high.
Yeah, you're going to work that thing to death, huh?
I'm wrapped up in a blanket watching TV. So I'm not going to let it bother me too much. But I had to call my boys tonight and see how they doing. Say hello to old Red Mysterious Mike for me. And I'm calling my boys on Pulaski. Old Clarence Brown. Old Wardell King, old Curran, old Polo, all you brothers on the Wild Wing over there. Think about y'all, man. You know, I can't never forget y'all, man. Hope y'all doing the best you can, man. Hope they got y'all off a limited movement. They should be to send some other fellas back to the other units, but if they ain't, y'all help each other like we did last time on that when they was all over there. Y'all take care of them, man. And I'm doing the best I can. I can't do nothing but keep praying and keep stepping. But what can an old man do, though? Getting ready to turn 69 years old, so that's a blessing within itself.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get out and smoke me a brisket tomorrow, but I really don't feel like it. But I might anyway.
Well, it sounds good.
Yep. If she don't have you froze up like a popsicle in there.
She just had triple bypass, you know, so.
Oh.
So, and he was kind of bad on him, so I told her, I said, look, go to one of the family members' houses or one of your friends' house, stay until I can get it fixed.
Yeah.
She told me, she said, if you can go through it, I can too. I said, no, that ain't the way it works, but I couldn't persuade her no other way. So she wants to stay here with me, so I want to, and we enjoy ourselves. But that's life. And then I come back, and that family member just passed away day before Tuesday night. So we're trying to get the body to Kansas right now. I started to go ask could I go, but I'm not going to do it, so I'm going to stay here in Texas. Do this 12 months they want me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to be on the GPS for 12 months, and then I'll be able to move around where I want to. But y'all take care of that Pulaski unit over there and look out for each other, man. Know that I'm thinking about y'all. Tell all my other brothers, assalamu alaikum. Y'all be cool. In other words, et toi, c'est le rentambouille cousin. We're going to let the good time roll, share. Y'all take care, Hank.
All right, you too, Clarence.
All right. Catch y'all later.
All right, bye.
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 Lydia from McAllen calling for the Polinsky unit.
Yes, hi, good evening. Hello, Papacito. We went to Monterrey. Tia Rosa, Tia Patty, and myself went yesterday. The Chica's mother passed away, so we decided to go, and we got back. We left Wednesday evening, and then we got back yesterday at about 8 o'clock. But everybody sends their saludos. I took one picture or two, but of all the family there, and they send their saludos, Papacito. And it was good to go. I needed to go to see them instead. And I hope you have a good visit this coming week. And I sent you pictures from Dubai, a bunch of them, about 50 pictures today. So, and I sent you a JPay also, Puppy. I hope you're feeling better. I'm doing better myself. I'm feeling better. You take care of yourself, Mijito, okay? And I hope you had a good visit with, I know you had a good visit with Tia Patty and Amanda, and you enjoyed seeing the baby. Okay? And I sent you I sent you a picture also of Brandon's first day of school, and the baby dressed in that outfit of 16 de septiembre. So, there's a bunch of pictures. Like I said, there's 50. Okay? I love you and I miss you. My saludos to the guys. Oh, and we got a few drops of rain today. Very few. Okay? I mean, not much. But we really need the rain here in the valley. Okay? I love you, puppy. My saludos to the guys. You know who you are. Keep your head up. Know that you're thought of, okay? Love you. Good night. Thank you very much.
Have a great weekend.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, David's in here. He wants to do a shout-out.
Yeah, I don't hardly ever do shout-outs much, and I just thought now's the time to do it. Hey, guys, I really appreciate you writing me. For those of you guys that haven't heard lately, my home address is 9902 Bromel Station Street, Bromel Station Street, and you spell my last name Collingsworth. And I'd like to go ahead and make a shout-out to Yo Misaki, Bill Sims, Gary Henry, Brian Davis, Larry Swearingen, Bryce Harp, Clinton Young, Mark Lee, Richard Tabler, Jedediah Murphy, Fred Lampkin, Stephen Eads, and Romero Gonzalez. Guys, I really appreciate you writing me. I will answer your JPay. I'm going to send you JPay, though. I don't do the old snail mail too much. But I will send you a JPay if I haven't sent you one already. You know my number's 540-850. I am an old convict, so I don't hardly pull punches. So if you want to write me, and I'll write you back. But if you want to say some stuff to me, I'll say some stuff back. So just be prepared. I ain't afraid to lace them up. That's just the way it goes. So if you want to write me, that's cool, man. I'll write you back. So I hope you all are having a good night, and I hope you're listening to the show, and I hope that that the show's going a lot better, because I think that it is.
Yeah, we'd like to hear back from you on how you feel about the show and everything.
Yes, we would.
Yeah, so, I heard some of the guys that wrote in, and they said that there's a lot of laughter and a lot of people tuning in, and other people just really don't care as long as they get the news. So
yeah,
so that's cool by me. Y'all keep tuning in and have a good night.
Oh, and we've been having mail issues just like y'all been having mail issues for various reasons in our place, just like various reasons in your place. But that's the reason David's giving out his home address, is so we can circumvent some of that. So if you're going to write to an individual here, you can still send it to the station with their name on it and everything, but you can also send it to David.
Yeah, if you send it to if you want to send Hank a letter, you can send it to my address. I'll make sure Hank gets it.
All right. He says if you can send it to his address, like no matter who it's for, he'll make sure we get it.
And I'm going to go ahead and do a quick shout out. Tailing on David's theme, I did get a couple letters here. William Owens and Bill Sims. I did receive both of your letters. I will get back with both of y'all. And wanted to give some big thank yous for all the birthday wishes I got. Rick Rhodes, John Ramirez, Paul DeVoe, Cornell Pettitan, Travis Mullis, Will Spear, Frederico Valdez, and a very special thank you to Billy Wardlow. Just wanted to tell everyone thank you for the birthday wishes. Had a great birthday this week. And Hank?
Well, I think we're ready to go back to the calls.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to do a shout out to Billy in England too. So just here's your check your phone in a minute.
Okay.
There's your message.
Nancy from Sulphur Springs, you are on the air.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, Daniel. This is Mama, and I love you with all my heart. And as always, I'm so glad to be giving you this shout-out. Sherry and I were so very happy to get to be there to see you last Monday, and I left Sherry's Tuesday morning, and I was here at the house before 12 o'clock noon, and Dobie was watching for me, sitting out under a shade tree, and when he saw me coming, of course, he jumped up and ran to the car as fast as he could. And I sent you a letter yesterday and today, and I hope to get one real soon from you. And tomorrow I'll be going to Clarissa's 7th birthday party at her house at 2 o'clock, and then to Doug's surprise 50th birthday party at 2 o'clock Sunday. And the little hummingbirds are showing up real often every day and sipping away. And I can actually see the nectar showing to get lower because they like it so much. And Daniel, I love you with all my heart, and keep me in your prayers, and you are certainly in mine. And I'll say good night for now. Talk to you next time. And I do thank y'all, everybody on KPFT, for letting me always do this shout-out. And y'all have a good weekend.
You too,
Yes,
Nancy.
ma'am. You too.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Tiara from Beaumont, you are on the air.
Hello. Good evening, Danny and Hank. How's it going?
Like $1 million every day.
I was prepared for that. All right. Well, good evening, Blaine Milam. Hey, big guy. How are you? I hope you enjoyed your visit with Miss Linda. In fact, I know you did. I heard it was great. And thanks to Miss Linda, wonderful Miss Linda, for visiting you for me and for your mom.
I'm hoping to get to see you next Friday. Joseph Garcia's lovely fiance, Joanna, is going to bring me up there with her next week on Friday for visit. So I hope to see you. And you're doing great with your ASL. I'll teach you some more signs when I get up there. And I guess that musical note dress I wore with the the guitar earrings that you like. Yeah, I guess it helped because I won the music game this time, 12-7. Yay! The '90s were a fun genre, so maybe we can do something else next time. But I like the '90s. That was kind of fun. I hope you got the pictures and the letter that I sent to you, plus what my mom gave you, too. We all say hi. We, as in Jerry, my mom, Momo. Momo says to tell you hello. She's praying for you. Of course, your mom, you just heard her on the shout-out. Your second mom, Miss Betty, Vicky Farthing, Teresa, Neva, and Jonathan. We all say hi, and we love you very much. We're in your corner, and we miss you. And also for Shooter, your girl said to tell you that she loves you and misses you, and she'll see you this weekend. All right? So take care, Blaine, big guy, and stay safe. Keep your head up. Love you, big guy. Bye. Thank y'all.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Diana from Houston, you are on the air.
Hey, Diana.
Hi, everybody.
You sound cheery tonight. What's up?
Oh, just went out to dinner with my youngest son and my daughter, and we had a great time, and I just wanted to call my son Johnny at the Polanski unit and tell him hi and say that one day we're all going to be out to dinner together. I love you very much, Mijo. No, you didn't get to call today, and we were talking about you and just thinking about you, and just know that we love you. We love you very much, and whenever we get to talk, I'll get to tell you a little more about tonight, and I just want you to know that I love you, and I think about you every single day, and I just love you, Mijo. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you on Sunday. Hopefully we'll get to take pictures again. And just love you, Mijo. I love you, and don't ever forget that. Know that every single day I'm thinking about you, that I love you very much, and love you, I love you. Here's Zoe. I love you. Okay, she's going to be going with me on Sunday to see you. And once again, I love you, Mijo. I hope I get to talk to you tomorrow. And y'all have a good night. Have a safe trip. Good night, Mijo. Keep your head up, and I'll see you on Sunday, God willing, okay?
Have a good evening, Diana.
All right. You too. Y'all be safe.
You too. Bye-bye.
I want to try to lift it up.
Michelle from
Yes?
Teague, you're on the air.
Hey, how are you? I wanted to give a shout-out to my brother DJ on the Darrington unit, that I love him and miss him so much. I hope I could talk to him soon. My cell phone is off for right now. Me, Demon, and Alicia are just sitting here chilling, waiting to call you. I want you to keep your head up, and I'm going to be sending you some money for some new shoes for your birthday. But just hang in there. I love you. I'm going to try to make a visit happen as soon as possible. Mwah. Butterfly loves you, DJ. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. All right.
Have a good one. Donna from New Jersey, you are on the air.
Hey, y'all.
Hi.
Hey, Savannah, it's me. I didn't really have too much to say to you, but I did, of course, want to call and say hey. But I sent you several JPEGs, and you should have gotten a couple of books this week. I did finally get your letter, like forever after you sent it, but it did finally arrive, and I hear others have been having a similar issue, but hopefully the incoming mail isn't that slow. But I had asked in a JPEG, I'm going to make this clear, I had asked about why that situation happened that you told me about, and I was like, what caused that, and how can he fix that? So I just looked into it, and the message that I got was that you had made a mountain out of a molehill. I'm going to send you it so you can see, but and then I asked, how could you have prevented it? And that message was pause during decision making. And then lastly, I asked, how could you, what would you do differently in the future? And that was the strategy card, which is this one that keeps popping up around you, Mr. Strategy, the King of Swords. He is really, really, like, rocking with you really hard. So when I come back, we're going to have to talk about this strategy situation in general, because that energy is, like, really in your favor right now. So any plans that you have, you need to put them on paper and, like, make them concrete and, like map it out, because it's that kind of time right now. We're coming on into the harvest season. So, I'm really serious about this. I got my candle carving going on. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. My mom came in. She was like, what is all that? I'm like, Mom, don't worry about it. But anyway, and then she left. But anyway, I love you, and I miss you, and I will talk to you soon, and I will see you very shortly. And by now you should know what date that will be. But if you don't know, I might give you another hint. And that's all for now. Y'all take care.
You too.
Hello, everybody. This is Mysterious Mike for the Historic Prison Show. I'd like to do some shout-outs here to the guys of Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Dennis Hope, Stephen Russell, Jovan in Spring Branch, Philip in Dallas, K Money in Houston, Philip Perez here in Houston. Carla Riviera wants me to do a shout-out to Alex Molina at the Telford unit, Bon Ton Mickey in Houston. Tasha wants me to do a shout-out to Rita Estrada on payday. Shout-out to Michael Marino, Manuel Marino, Michelle Bateman, Doc, Matt, DJ Oz, DJ Thomas, Frank Klepper at the Gory unit, Haas, Danger, Lucky, Jive and Jimmy. Like to do a shout-out to Michael S. Garcia at the Ferguson unit, Juan F. Carlos Esparza Jr. at the Stringfellow unit, F. Bernard at the Darrington unit, Howard S. Pruitt Sr. at the Polunsky unit, Jose Herrera, Edward Ruiz at the Carol Vance unit, Adam Wilkerson at the Luther unit. And I'd like to do some more shout-outs to Katie Keeble, Thomas Ramirez at the Polunsky unit, Adam Wilkerson at the Luther unit, Robert Satillo at the Wynn unit, Wayman Spriggs at the Polunsky unit, Mark Holloway at the Luther unit, Robert L. Allen at the Darrington unit, Edward Darrell Harmon at the Polunsky unit, John R. Green at the Terrell unit, Abel R. Ocheo at the Polunsky unit. Special shout-out to Clarence Lee Bowman. Congratulations on getting out. Bill R. Sims at the Wynn unit, Christopher Dye at the Darrington unit, and Anthony Nealand in Austin, Texas. Congratulations on getting out. You can continue to write me, 419 Lovett Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77006, to the Historic Prison Show, Mysterious Mike Lewis. And now back to Hank and the host on the Prison Show.
Well, we're going to take the last few calls here. I believe we have lines open, 713-526-5738. Tony, you're on the line.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm like $1 million every day, man.
Hey,
every day.
Yeah, it's good. All right. I just want to give a shout out to all the guys over there on the Wynn unit. Reggie, Madden, Bullet, Willie, Rooster, and all the guys in AA and Kairos and the School of Transformation. Just give a shout out to all those guys and let them know that I'm still doing the do out here. Everything's going real good. My job situation has perked up and everything's looking real good now, but it's only because just God has just worked in my life and continues to work in my life every day. I also want to tell JJ and Truth over there on Ramsey unit, keep your head up over there and love you guys. And, y'all going to be on this side one day, too. Just don't give up hope. I was in there 25 years, and I thought there wasn't any hope. But God had other plans for me. And now look at me, So, if you can do it for me, you'll do it for anybody. So y'all just keep y'all's heads up. Love you guys. All right. Thank you, man.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Thank you for calling in and shouting out to the boys.
All right. Take it easy.
All right, you too.
Have a good weekend.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. David from Houston, you are on the air.
Hi, how you doing, Hank?
Hey, I'm great, man. How about you?
Oh man, I'm blessed, man.
Hadn't heard from you in a minute.
No, I mean, this is the first time you heard from me because I just got out of prison about a year ago, man. This is my first time calling. I want to give a shout out to they call him the bad boy of Texas, old Stephen Russell, over in Pulaski. Hey, do want to give a shout out to Stephen Russell. Tell him I'm doing good, and I got his last 2 letters. I got your last 2 kites, man, and I answered you the first one. What you call his mom, I couldn't get in touch with her or anything, but I answered you on that. The second one I haven't answered yet, but I will, man. I ain't forgot about you in there, man. You know, shit, man. It's, out here in the world, it's lovely, man. It's very lovely, man. I'm enjoying it out here, man. And you take care of your health, man. You tell me you're in bad health. Take care of yourself, boy. Do some exercise. Do some push-ups or something, man. Leave them old cheese puffs alone, man. Hello?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, all right. Stephen Russell, man, take care of yourself, boy. Put me on your visiting list. I should be off the monitor and the GPS. I should be off the end of this month or the beginning of next month. I should be off of it, and I'm gonna try to go visit you, man. But put me on your list, man, and let me know when I can come and how we can do it or what. And I ain't forgot about you, and I haven't heard from Gizmo, but hopefully I'll see you soon. Go up there and visit you, man. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Hank.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'll take care.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one.
And Maria.
Hello. I would like to send a shout out to Michael in the Polinsky unit. Babe, I love and miss you. I'm sorry about the JPays, but I did send you one last week for Monday and Friday. I also sent you 2 more this week. You should have received one today and Monday. I received your letters, your letter number 4, your letter, I don't know, you numbered it 0. And let's see what else. Oh, and your big sister did get her letter. Your niece over here got hers too, so we're all getting your mail. Don't worry about the JPays. You know it's on your end. Let's see. Keep your head up. Take care. I love and miss you. I'm going to go get my test done Wednesday, so hopefully I'll pass. And everyone's doing good. Have a good week and a good weekend. I love you, and I'll send you the money today, so you should have it in your book. And I hope to see you soon. Take care. I love you. Thank y'all. Have a good night.
You too. Have a great weekend.
Bye. You too. Bye.
Bye. Adriana from Houston, you're on the air.
Hi, I just want to tell my husband, Larry Wayne Guerrero, that I love him very much, and I will see him in the morning. And he's at the Carol Vance unit, and the kids and I will see you in the morning. Love you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Miss Linda's in here. She's ready to do a shout out.
Yes, guys, I'm gonna do my full shout out tonight. Paul Story says, "What's up, guys?" He wants to tell everybody at Polinsky hello. And got some shout outs for Polinsky. John Ramirez, Irving Davis, Will Spear, Robert Frada, Jamie Cole, Jaime Cole, I'm sorry, said that wrong. John Rubio, Danny Bible, Eugene Broxton, Billy Wardlow, Fabian Hernandez, happy birthday. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Michael Gonzalez, Abel Ochoa, Patrick Murphy, Daniel Acker, Tony Medina, Fernando Patino, Milton Gobert, Carlos Trevino, Stephen Russell, Dennis Hope, Greg Gomez, Jason Hernandez, Benito, Stevie, Derek Gales, Rubio, Carlos Bouchette, and Chucky. John Hummel, Blaine Milam, Elijah Jobert, Kenneth Keeble, Joe Escobedo, Terry Milligan, Rosendo Rodriguez, Beretta, Douglas Armstrong, Michael Winfrey, Perry Williams, Antonio Mathis. Rasheen Robinson wants to shout out to Glenn A.T.L. Gordon, Lawrence Stone Akins, Nunu, Cody Easter, Wayne Jackson, Lionel Atkins, and Carlos Kidd. Wendy On Sanders, Vincent Baker, and Jesse Hill. Anthony Shore, Larry Swearinger, and I went to see Cadillac, and he wants to tell Frada, Stone, Uncle Ibby, and Big G hello. He's thinking of you guys. Daniel Garza, Jimmy Keeble, Frank Klepper, Nakota Bible. Alba McGrath, Tandy Wilkerson, Harvey Fortune. John Millette wants to shout out to all IWW members in Pack 1. James Swarthart, Ray, Christopher Dye, Jeff Andrizak, Jason Williams, and MG. Javier Mayorga, Jimmy Carrington, Adam Wilkerson, Stephen Duke, Jeffrey Wallace, Robert Shepard. And want to say hello to Robert Shepard's brother at the Eastham unit, but he didn't give me his name, so I'm just telling him hello. Angel Stolas, Salvador Urate, Samuel Solomon, Albert Davis, Chris Wright, Arthur Murphy. And then I want to say a special hello to my little brother, Guy Alexander, at the Win Unit. And Rooster, JC, Dirty, JR, Zigzag, Cowboy, Woody, Woo Woo, J Doug, John Boy, Sean, Roadrunner, Wes, and Truck Driver. Randy, Jessen, and Colton, a.k.a. Cowboy. Wanted to tell you your wife said to say hello, and she will see you on Sunday. Frederick Washington and Bill Sims and David Barber. Okay, guys, have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Good night.
All right. Well, that wraps up the calls. We got a little extra time in here. I want to plug one thing that's coming up. It's a KPFT fundraiser. It's the one I put on every year, Electro Love. Electro Love 2017 is going to be October 14th this year, and I've got 5 bands lined up for it. So get on down to the last concert at 6 p.m., October 14th, and get it on.
Get it on.
Get it on. I got a bunch of funk bands coming this year, and a couple of jam bands, and I think, like 2 jam bands, but they're both pretty funky, and then 3 really excellent funk bands.
And when is this?
October 14th, Saturday, October 14th. Last Concert Cafe. Yeah. So, there, and there's a suggested donation of $15 at the door, and it's well worth it, trust me.
Sounds like fun, actually.
Oh, it is a ball every year.
And you're very passionate about your music.
Yeah, I see enough of it. I went to Tedeschi Trucks last night, and that was a great show. They had a band opening for them called Hardworking Americans, which is a bunch of guys from other bands that are all, like really well-respected musicians and stuff, and they were like an old 70s hard rock band, just straight out rock and roll. Yeah, and Tedeschi Trucks is this real sweet deal anyway, because they are all so talented. Midnight in Harlem, and they didn't play Freddy's Dead for me, but I'll have to get by without it, I guess. But yeah, that and here comes Jessy. She's coming back in now.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, wow.
I was just going to sneak in, but then you called me out.
Come on, have a seat.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, might as well get back in the seat there.
Alrighty. I'm officially back in.
There we
Yes,
go.
you are.
There we go. So kind of an action-packed show tonight. We had 26 people doing shout-outs, including our few folks here, and that's a pretty good number. It's a respectable number. It's a little lower than our average, I think, but then we had a couple of calls that ran a little long too. So
yeah, that happens every once in a while.
Yeah. Hey, I wish we had more time to give every caller, give them 4 or 5 minutes so they can, get everything off their chest, or, line up all the hellos for the week and all that, who loves you and who's mad at you and who's happy with you and all that stuff,
Oh, and we get into those stories.
Boy,
especially when folks come calling in every week or something, you get into those stories.
Yeah, kind of what's going on with people, and we don't mean to invade your privacy or anything, but we're the ones answering the phones and stuff, so we hear some of it,
Yeah.
You can't help it not hear.
and then, fellas, we get letters from you, so
yes, to reinforce what we hear.
So sometimes it makes it more clear, sometimes it makes it a little foggier, but we're glad to get them. We're glad to have the calls, and that the calls is really what the show is about. We enjoy doing the interviews and reports and bringing you the news and what's going on. Basically, we enjoy that, and we know it's important, but we also know that the calls are the real meat of the show.
Yeah, I have some friends that, when I tell them about the show, they tell me, oh, well, that's the most unique aspect about the show then is the calls. And I have some friends who, they may tune into the first part of the show, but really their favorite part are the calls.
Yeah, it's easy to get hooked on the calls.
Well, and they tell me that their favorite thing about the calls is it reminds them how thankful they should be about the little things that they don't have to wait a week to tell their loved ones about how their week has gone, because they're able to tell them, in a text that same day or at dinner, So it helps them to be thankful, and it helps them. I think the calls really are what help my friends to kind of open up their minds to what's going on in the prison system.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with Americans in the first place. They really don't know much about things.
No.
What we used to consider general knowledge, common knowledge, is slipped by the wayside. But people they form opinions on like the death penalty or on prison. In Texas, I'm not going to say most people, but a lot of people just think you got what you had coming.
Yeah, they
Doesn't
don't
matter
know
whether
the
you're
process.
innocent, guilty, or what.
They're
They just think
closed-minded.
that because that because you're doing time, you are this. It's like they paint everybody with one brush.
Yeah.
The guy that did a heinous crime or the guy that didn't do a heinous crime are all painted with that same brush.
And I think it's because it's easy. It's easy to do that so that you can go on with your day and you don't have to think about complex situations. But, just my short time here on the show, it is a very complex situation. It's not something that is just, one dimension.
There's as many angles as there are inmates.
Yeah.
Yeah. To tell you the truth. And more because there's families involved. So, that's why the first half of the show is so important. Because what little bit of folks we can get that listen that aren't directly involved in the system or have somebody in, they get a little information out of that too.
Yeah, and I think people forget about, the families, the friends that are involved.
Right.
All the folks who are missing their loved one, and that punishment extends to those folks that are on the outside, and they're living an incomplete life too.
Yeah. Suddenly mom's got to take on, or dad, whoever, depending on who it is that gets convicted and goes away and does time. They handle the whole outside thing by themselves, with varying degrees of success and capability and everything, And the guy inside is relatively helpless to deal with that, or, so the best thing a guy inside can do, or a woman, is be encouraging and, try and be helpful and also maintain as much contact as you can. Because your kids need to hear from you, your spouse needs to hear from you, your family and friends need to hear from you.
And that's why the second part of the show is important, because it's one of those ways that help your family to stay in contact with you.
Yeah, it keeps people connected. And Ray was a genius to come up with that. And 37 years ago, almost 37 years ago now.
Yeah.
So, kudos to Ray. Uncle Ray, we hadn't heard from you in a minute either. You need to come on up and see us.
Speaking of.
Yeah. You need to come on up and see us sometime.
Tell us how we're doing. Tell us what you think.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we've got about 30 seconds left. David, did you have anything to add?
Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a good night. And remember that Dean Becker's going to be on with Cultural Baggage.
Yep, that's the next program up. And I'm not sure what the program is after that. There were a couple of changes in that. I
think it's called The Attitude, right?
Well, I'm not positive, though. I've heard several different things. So good night, y'all. Have a great weekend.
Good night.
We'll see you next Friday.